Rubber Von Ducker here, and I've been bitten in the ass by the spider. I'm guessing this is probably going to be my last video on the subject. Not particularly happy, but who is? I tried to seek redemption in the Dreamcatchers mission, and yeah, I found a couple of things, but they don't make the situation any better. I need to be honest as well, I held back the last video because while editing it, I realised the implications, and I suspect that other people have come to the same conclusion but decided not to wear it. But that's just speculation on my part. So what did I discover doing the Dreamcatcher missions? One thing I discovered was this image, which is one of the dream catchers, which is on just about every tree. Now this looks to me like what we're seeing on the mural at Window Rock. I think this is what we're looking at Window Rock. It's a dream catcher. Same kind of style, and the white and black kind of arrows coming off it are feathers, which matches the feathers in the Indian burial grounds. It would explain why they're not all the way around it. It kind of makes sense. But I carried on till the end, did the whole mission, and I did find a couple of interesting things at the end. First one I'm going to mention, which is relevant to the fact that I think the solution to the spider web is the statues in the cave. I discovered when you complete the Dreamcatcher mission, you obviously get the arrowhead. But then I tried an experiment. I went back to the cave using an earlier save file to see if you could get the arrowhead beforehand. And spoiler, you can't. But I discovered something else that was quite interesting too. And that's you can't even sketch the mural on the wall. At least not until you do the Dreamcatcher mission. And this might explain a lot. I think someone at Rockstar made a mistake. I think someone at Rockstar was meant to put in place the same kind of stop we see with the Dreamcatcher that doesn't allow you to inspect the mural until you've completed all the clues leading up to it, and failed to do so. This would explain why they decided to put out a message through GTA Online. I think they saw people online figuring it out from just the mural and the statues and realised they'd made a mistake. I mean, let's be honest. There's been many mysteries in the original Red Dead and GTA 2 where they haven't given us clues, so why suddenly give us a clue now and so early after release? Because someone messed up. Now, the only people who can answer that are Rockstar, given that they're getting positivity right now from this mystery, at a time when GTA 6 has been delayed again, and there's not quite the reception that they usually expect for a GTA game. I don't know if they'd want to confirm the situation. It's not going to be in their best interest, at least not until GTA comes out. You might also explain why other YouTubers are going to follow the birds, because they know if they follow where the clues actually lead, it's going to be very disappointing, and it's going to end this sudden interest in the spiderweb mystery. It's going to be over. And God knows there hasn't been a lot else come out since Red Dead Redemption, which is worth the time and effort. Now, I could have just deleted the video. Funnily enough, while I was making it, I did manage to delete the video, so I had to make it twice. But if I do that, how does that really help anyone? How do I retain any integrity? I've always had a publish and be damned kind of attitude. Should I dismiss that just because the answer isn't good? I don't know. Gotta say that I'm pretty pissed off with it. I mean, when you look at the clues, 8 feathers, you can't collect, 5 of them black, 3 of them red, 8 birds on the mural, black and red, 3 upside down, representing the red ones, which I said in the original video, 5 black ones representing the ones that are right way up. The mural being a dream catcher just adds to it, and all of them point to Window Rock, and Window Rock points to the cave with the statues, so that seems to me to be the end. That logically seems to be where it goes. I'm just the idiot who said it. Would it be better to leave people searching for an answer that I don't think will come? How long will people search before they get frustrated and fed up? I'm sure some will tell me that no, the Dreamcatcher mission isn't finished, so it's got to be something else. Well, that brings me to the final thing I found. If you go and look at the mural, I'll show it here, there's a very strange image of an animal with a hatchet in the middle of it, in its stomach. In fact, there's 2, one on each side. Again, in the Paleolithic style, so 50,000 years ago. So animal's dead, Nobody's found a skeleton with a hatchet in it. Is this another error by Rockstar? Is it an error because you've actually completed the mission and it's just not accepted it? Is it an error because there should be one more thing to go? And that could be possible. I did have a strange experience after doing the dream catchers where I ended up going back a third time to Elysian Pool, and I set the horse on cinematic, went away, made a cup of tea, came back, and I wasn't at Elysian Pool. I was up by Roanoke, which wasn't on the plotted course. And I'm putting that down to a bug, basically. That something just went wrong. But maybe it was meant to lead me there to find this hatchet or whatever it is that needed to be done to complete the quest. And interestingly, underneath one of the two diagrams of the animal with a hatchet, there are three white blobs, one of which is clearly an animal, but the other two are just odd shapes. Maybe that's a similar thing to the textures that we've seen in the outhouse and at Fort Bernard, maybe, but it's not going to lead to a better ending. I mean, at best, maybe it links into Butcher's Creek, and that's where the mission really starts. Maybe it is one big adventure going around to Butcher's Creek and then Fort Bernard and then over to the telegraph pole and then the spider webs, telegraph poles, up to the other fort, and then to the mural in the cave. Maybe it would make sense. One final thing I really should say is if you suspect a YouTuber of milking this situation, don't go and harass them. Don't give them any trouble. I will vouch for the three different parties I've been dealing with. They were just as hyped as I was for this mission. I did consider asking them if I should publish, but then that just makes them look sucky if I end up not or whatever, so may as well take the hit myself. I mean, I don't really care if people ratio me to oblivion for this. Quite frankly, I'll probably join you. So yeah, if you need to take out your frustrations, take them out on my video. Don't go and bug other people. You know, people like Dark Myth Hunter, they put me on this track. They're the ones who are being honest, and I don't think for a second he's considered this. I think, like myself, you assume it's not connected to the cave when really it should be blindingly obvious when you sit back and look at it. We're all too busy trying to rack our heads, trying to think of some new take on it, not realizing we already know the answer. So yeah, as far as I see it, the mission's over. Be seeing you.